If you have a $200,000 mortgage at 6% and the bank is offering to refinance at 4.5%, rolling in the closing costs, should I take it? In most cases, the answer is no. In some cases, it could work out for you, depending on some other things. But in most cases, the answer is no, because the cost is too high. Why not take what you have? You take your mortgage that you have now and using the P.I.L.L method, pay it off in 5 to 7 years. Here's what happens. Do you know the major reason people refinance? One of them is to get a lower payment. All right. And they think it's the interest rate that does it. Every 5 to 7 years, people refinance. So here's what really lowers the payment. When you take what you owe now, say you're into this loan 7 years, all right? And then after 7 years, you decide you want to refinance to get a lower interest rate. And now your payment drops by $200, $300, $400. Do you know what really drops the payment? Not the fact that you got a lower interest rate. That is not the major contributing factor. The major contributing factor is that you're taking your current balance on this loan and dividing it by a new 360 payments, a new 30-year loan. So folks, if you have a 30-year mortgage and you get a refinance after 7 years, you now have a 37-year mortgage. I'll let that sink in. Let that marinate for a minute. 30 years, 7 years in, then you decide because the interest rates drop, because somebody said if you can lower your interest cost by 2 points or more, you should refinance. Somebody said that, and a lot of people are doing it because they're following that advice, and they're not thinking about the fact that they now have a 37-year mortgage. And do you know what they're going to do 5 to 7 years from now? They're going to do it again. Americans don't have 30-year mortgages. We have a string of 5 to 7 year mortgages until we die, because the average person refinances their loan every 5 to 7 years. They don't realize what they're doing, chasing an interest rate, extending the life of this loan until they're never able to pay it off. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's what we're into. All right, so now number 5. The average family pays out what percentage of their income in interest on their loans? 10%, 23%, 35%. Well, the answer is 35 to 39% is most families pay out of their current income, their take-home pay. Out of their take-home pay, they pay 35 to 39% of their take-home pay in just interest payments alone, if you add it all up. I'm not talking about people who are struggling or who are financially irresponsible. I'm talking about people who make great money, pay all their bills on time, and are doing well financially. They still pay 35 to 39% of their take-home pay on interest. Well, if they're doing so well with paying that much money, what if we could cut their interest cost by 75%? Ha! And then add that money to what they're doing as well. Oh my gosh. Interest siphons off our wealth and transfers it to someone else. Okay. And I had somebody challenge me on that last night, and we'll talk about that. All right. And number 6, in most cases, you should use your debit card instead of your credit card to save money. My debit card is an emergency card. I only use credit cards because credit cards pay me to use them. My credit cards pay me to use them. I get points, I get cash back, I get all kinds of benefits for using credit cards. Listen, it is possible to use credit cards and get paid. My goodness, we should learn how to do that. Can I give you just a small trick? All right, just a small trick. Now, we had to buy some outdoor furniture. So we went to the outdoor furniture store, and price tag was up there. So what I did was I said, listen, hold the furniture for me and I'll pay for it on the 29th of the month with my credit card. Okay. So why did I say I'll pay for it on the 29th? Because my closing date is on the 28th. They closed my credit card on the 28th of the month. So when I went and charged that stuff on my credit card on the 29th, let's say it was the 29th of June, that purchase did not show up on my July bill. It didn't show up until August, and I didn't have to pay it until the 22nd of August. Listen, I bought it in June, didn't have to pay for it in July, and then August was almost done before I paid for it, and I paid it all off. No interest. But who gets to keep the points? I do. And it gave me almost 2 months to do it. Listen, folks, you got to know what your payment date is and what your statement date or closing date is on these credit cards. You can do a lot. All right, learning how to handle that money. Okay, number 7, here we go. True or false? People who have perfect credit are routinely paying 100 to 300% interest on their loans. The reason why I say that, and it is true, is because people with perfect credit, a lot of them are using this idea of refinancing, or they are doing consolidation loans using their mortgage. Okay?
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.